When we speak about aging, we often speak as if it were an event that suddenly arrives one day like a storm on the horizon. But aging is not an arrival. It is a quiet, this ongoing conversation between ourselves and the choices we repeat. Every day, the body listens. It listens to how we move, how we rest, how we nourish, how we challenge it, and how we protect it. And among all the habits we could discuss, among all the pills, plans, and promises, there is one habit that stands apart not because it is dramatic, but because it is faithful. It is the habit of regular, intentional movement that challenges the body just enough to remind it that it is still needed. The human body evolved not for comfort, but for adaptation. For tens of thousands of years, survival depended on movement, lifting, carrying, walking, climbing, squatting, reaching. Our tissues learn to interpret mechanical stress as a signal of importance. When a muscle is used, the body says, "This matters. Preserve it." When a bone is loaded, the body replies, "This structure is required. Strengthen it." When joints move through their ranges, cartilage receives nourishment like soil receiving rain. The body is not sentimental, it is economical. It keeps what it must, and it lets go of what it believes is unnecessary. This is where aging quietly enters. As movement becomes less frequent, less varied, less demanding, the body begins to downsize. Muscle fibers shrink, nerve signals slow, bones lose density, balance systems lose precision. None of this happens because the body is failing. It happens because the body is obeying. It is responding logically to the signals it receives. If strength is no longer requested, strength is no longer prioritized. So what is remarkable is how reversible much of this process can be. Even later in life, even after decades of inactivity, the body retains an astonishing ability to adapt. Muscle cells can grow, mitochondria can multiply, neural connections can sharpen, balance can improve. This is not optimism, it is biology. The body does not ask how old you are before it responds. It asks only what you are asking of it now. The habit that protects the body as you age is not movement for distraction, nor movement for punishment, but movement with intentions. Movement that asks the muscles to contract with purpose. Movement that asks the skeleton to bear load. Movement that gently challenges balance and coordination. This kind of movement sends a clear message: remain capable. When we study aging at the cellular level, we see that inactivity accelerates many of the processes we fear most. Insulin sensitivity declines, making it harder for cells to use energy efficiently. Inflammatory signals rise, subtly damaging tissues over time. Blood vessels stiffen, reducing their ability to respond to changing demands. The brain receives less stimulation from the body, weakening the feedback loops that support coordination and confidence. These changes are not isolated. They interact, amplify, and reinforce one another. Intentional movement interrupts this cascade. Muscle contractions release, signaling molecules that travel throughout the body, influencing metabolism, immune function, and even brain chemistry. Bones under load stimulate cells that maintain their density. Joints in motion circulate synovial fluid, reducing stiffness and discomfort. The cardiovascular system adapts to deliver oxygen more efficiently. The nervous system refines its ability to sense position and respond quickly, protecting against falls. There is a quiet dignity in this process. The body does not demand extreme effort. It does not require perfection. It responds to consistency. A moderate challenge repeated regularly becomes a powerful signal of preservation. Over time, the body reorganizes itself around that signal, allocating resources toward resilience rather than retreat. Many people believe that rest is the primary protector in later life. Rest is essential, but without movement, rest becomes stagnation. The body needs contrast. It needs effort followed by recovery. It is in this rhythm that repair and renewal occur. Muscles rebuild stronger after being asked to work. Bones reinforce after being loaded. The nervous system sharpens after being challenged to coordinate movement. Without the initial request, there is nothing to rebuild. Fear often stands in the way. Fear of injury, fear of pain, fear of appearing weak. These fears are understandable, especially if the body has already changed in uncomfortable ways. But gentle, progressive movement is not an act of aggression against the body. It is an act of communication. It says, "Oh, I am still here. I still intend to participate." The body, in turn, listens. Scientific observation consistently shows that people who maintain strength and mobility as they age do not merely live longer, they live more fully. They retain the ability to rise from a chair, to climb stairs, to carry groceries, to catch themselves when they stumble. These are not trivial abilities. They represent independence, dignity, and confidence. They shape how one moves through the world and how the world responds in return. There is also a profound psychological dimension to this habit. Movement that challenges the body reinforces a sense of agency. It reminds the mind that change is possible. Each repetition, each step, each controlled effort becomes a quiet affirmation of capability. This mental shift influences behavior far beyond exercise itself. It encourages better posture, more engagement, greater willingness to participate in life. The brain, too, adapts. Its movement stimulates the release of chemicals that support mood, attention, and memory. Balance exercises challenge neural circuits responsible for spatial awareness. Coordinated movements reinforce connections between different regions of the brain. Over time, this neural engagement contributes to cognitive resilience. The body and mind are not separate systems aging independently. They are intertwined processes responding to the same signals. Importantly, this habit does not require complexity. It requires presence, standing up and sitting down with control, carrying a load that feels slightly challenging, reaching, rotating, stepping in different directions. These movements echo the patterns the body was designed to perform. When practiced regularly, they maintain the structural and functional integrity of tissues that otherwise quietly decline. Nutrition, sleep, and social connection all matter deeply, but without movement, their benefits are blunted. Nutrients are delivered more effectively when circulation is strong. Sleep is deeper when the body has been used. Social interaction is richer when one feels capable of participating. Movement becomes the foundation upon which other healthy habits rest. As the years pass, the question is not whether the body will change. It will. The question is whether those changes will be guided by intentional signals or left to passive erosion. The habit of regular, purposeful movement gives the body direction. It tells tissues that they are still required, still valued, still part of a larger whole. This habit also invites patience. Adaptation takes time. Early efforts may feel awkward. Muscles may fatigue quickly. Balance may feel uncertain. These sensations are not evidence of failure. They are evidence of awakening. They indicate systems being re-engaged after dormancy. With repetition, the discomfort fades, replaced by familiarity and confidence. There is something quietly profound about choosing this habit. It is a form of respect for the body's intelligence. Rather than fighting aging with denial or fear, it works with the biology that has always governed adaptation. It acknowledges limitations without surrendering to them. It treats aging not as an enemy, but as a process that can be shaped. In the end, this habit is not about preserving youth. It is about preserving function. Youth fades regardless. Function responds to use. Strength responds to demand. Balance responds to practice. The body does not promise permanence, but it offers responsiveness. That responsiveness is a gift available at almost any age. When we move with intention, we participate in our own maintenance. We become collaborators with our physiology, rather than passive observers of its decline. Each deliberate movement becomes a vote for resilience. Each repeated effort becomes a reminder that the body is not done adapting. This is the quiet power of the habit that protects the body as you age. It does not shout. It does not promise miracles. It works slowly, steadily, almost invisibly, reinforcing the structures that allow life to be lived with presence and confidence. And in that steady exchange between effort and adaptation, the body continues to answer not with resistance, but with gratitude expressed in strength, stability, and enduring capability. Here's a calm, respectful ending that fits the reflective, scientific tone of your script, gentle, human, and not salesy. 2. If this perspective resonated with you, if it helped you see your body with a little more patience or curiosity, then you're already part of this conversation. You're invited to continue it. You can support this work by liking the video, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and subscribing to the channel. Each interaction helps these ideas reach others who may need them. And if you're curious to explore more about strength, aging, movement, and the quiet intelligence of the human body, you'll find more videos waiting for you here.